Okay, hi guys. I think everybody should be copacetic here. Let me flip this around. We've got a bus and a couple of vans here. Hola. Here in Yuma. Picking up so you can see how many buses, vans do we got here? 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry guys. Three vans and a bus here to pick up these folks, as you see. We're heading down, we're following the sheriff, going down to what they call the hole. It's an area where they are apparently crossing pretty regularly. So this is that little, so you go from a massive border wall to like a cattle fence.
They call that the Normandy barrier, and it was put in place to prevent vehicle traffic.
So humans, I mean, obviously we know what's happening. Ooh, we back. Okay, hi guys. Sorry, we're in an area that does not have great service, so I'm going to try to keep this streaming, but forgive me, it is not my fault. Yeah, I was just sharing with the major about how in Guatemala it was extremely hot, and here it's a little bit different than Del Rio. Look at all of it. Like, this is, why don't they need their clothes? I'm confused. Okay, that's the sheriff right there. We're following him, so maybe he saw something. I don't know. So do they ever make like shelters and stuff out of this brush that's out here? I know that in Del Rio and then like Chihuahuan Desert area they kind of do. Okay. You guys want to hang out? I'm gonna tell him.
Back up about 20 feet. I'm gonna video all this.
Okay, so we're getting some of this trash.
You can see, yeah, they're just leaving their clothes behind.
But that's why
isn't
that something
they're buying them new. Once they're processed, they're giving them all new clothes.
Because they're getting them from NGOs usually, right? Or who's
No, they're paying for them. The government's paying for them.
Through, like, Border Patrol gives them new clothes?
Yeah.
What? In, like, the processing facilities?
Yeah.
I thought that the NGOs were doing that.
No.
Oh, that's fun.
Maybe helping, but they're not exclusively.
Oh, Lord have mercy. This just keeps getting more interesting. I mean, it's such a hard, it's a rock and a hard place, right? Because what are you gonna do if someone shows up soaking wet, soiled, dirty? Yeah.
They give them new clothes.
I know, but like, what? But at the same time, you can't just, I mean, you can, right? But you can't. When the administration tells them how to file a legal asylum claim or what appears to be a legal asylum claim. Man, wowzers. Yeah, I mean, just like straight. And what's crazy, is you've got, wait, can you stop for a second? I'm gonna just be a crazy person because I want to see how beat up these shoes are. Okay, look at this Nike. I'm touching this. Okay, why would you leave that? I'm sorry to be a jerk, but on my excursion with 5,000 migrants, I saw the bottom of their shoes. Holes were worn in them. These shoes are good enough. Why are they tossed out here? Because they're gonna get new ones, I guess. Those shoes are completely fine.
Look at all of them up here.
Like, this is insanity. This is insane. Okay, so this is the wall. That's the wall. How many miles does this stretch? This little baby wall. The baby barricade. We're gonna get out and walk a little bit up here. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna roll up my window so the dust stops getting in the truck. Wow. Okay, so obviously, is Mexico like where that palm line is, or do we know, like, obviously Stone
Give or
Throw?
give or take.
Oh, so this is really the spot. They've carved out like an area here. This is good. Okay. Okay, y'all. So this is an area where, let me just show you. This is obviously where the border wall has stopped right here. This is a wall that, if you want to call this a wall, I was put into place. So like, look at the foot traffic, right? Like this is how utilized these paths are. Like, look at that. Okay, hold on. These ones are even more aggressive. But like, you guys, this breaks my heart. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be like a jerk, but like, somebody could really use these shoes. This is so sad. I don't understand why they're ditching viable things. You know, when I was walking with the caravan, these people were begging for shoes. Like, so they just get here and don't care, I suppose. Okay, look at this, guys. That is the foot traffic, like, carved out. That's insane. Okay. So this is... Can I go over there?
Yeah, I'll walk you down there right now.
Okay. This is Sheriff Wilmot. Wave, say hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. He is a Yuma County Sheriff and he is busy, busy. So we're glad to be walking with you a little bit this morning. Let's, yeah. This is like, we go under. Over, under. Okay. So how far do they have to walk here from Mexico?
Typically what's happening is you see where the date palms are over there in Mexico.
Okay.
So this is the Colorado River bed right here that separates us. That's Highway 2, goes into Morales and Algodones.
Okay.
So it's a main highway. So basically the individuals fly into Mexicali and then they're picked up by a bus or a Uber car, taxi. They get delivered down here to either the Date Palm Farm or down by Morales Dam. It's all orchestrated by the cartels. So cartels coordinate what crosses and where all along the almost 2,000 miles of international boundary. And then they pay. So
yes,
it
we
depends
saw
on
that in
what
Del
country
Rio
you're from.
too. Oh,
So
really? That's how they do it.
It's by country. So some countries it's 6,000 a piece. Some countries it's 20,000 a piece, depending on whether or not you're from a special interest country. It goes up even further than that. So 17 special interest countries have crossed here in Yuma County, about 140 in total.
What would a
countries.
special interest country?
Uzbekistan, Iran, Iraq, Afghanistan.
Okay.
Those that have terrorist ties.
Okay.
We spotted 5 Uzbekistan.
And so those will come, they have to pay a higher price because it's harder or would be foreseeably a tougher situation. Okay.
So they pay their fee and then they're told where to cross, and then they know that they're going to be picked up by Border Patrol. They're told just seek out a Border Patrol agent and then they will transport you and then you'll get to wherever you're trying to get to.
And that's facts. They have the migrants in the caravan have told me that too. They say, can't we just come put up our hands? Like, isn't that what we're supposed to do? That's what they legitimately think to do, and that's what they're doing.
Depending
and it has
on what
worked.
country, yeah.
And so are there some that don't surrender that you've noticed?
Well, they just walk up. They don't have their hands in the air here.
Yeah.
The ones that are from some of the special interest countries, yes.
You see that? Okay.
You see that
Interesting.
here. But most of these are give-ups. Our major concern for law enforcement is the getaways. So,
and when you're so tied up with this,
oh yeah, it
how
ties
do
up
you
Border Patrol
even
resources.
know? You sent me video. You were saying you guys saw known getaways on your cameras. So how do you do your job right now?
Yeah.
And keep your community safe, Sheriff?
Yeah. Thanks to Mayorkas. So
well, you know, there's been a lot of
right
things
now,
implemented and unimplemented in this administration, that's for
so
sure.
you notice the change in the fence. So right now you're on tribal land, which is sovereign nation.
So that's why the border wall isn't here.
Right.
Okay.
And this is one of the major crossing points. So I'm going to take you down here where they come out of the river, and then they typically shed their clothes between here and all the way up. As you can see, all the amount of clothing and shoes.
Why are they getting rid of their clothes?
Because the water is up to here.
Okay.
So they're getting their wet clothes off, putting on their regular clothes. They're dumping their IDs.
Oh, okay.
Because here's part of the problem. They're coming here to claim asylum. A lot of these folks, and we've seen it last time, 80% at least, it's probably more than that now, that cannot legitimately claim asylum because they had already fled those countries of violence.
But that was a Trump era policy. That's been overturned. They can claim asylum anywhere. They can live several places and still come here.
But they're still dumping all their
yes,
passports.
because I do believe that they
IDs,
still think that is the case.
Well, it depends on the country too. Title 42 versus Title 8.
That's true. That's true.
We have a lot of Title 8 individuals that come here compared to Tucson, Sierra Vista, Santa Cruz County.
Why is that?
It's cartel orchestrated.
Oh, okay. Will you explain Title 8 versus Title 42 briefly for people that
In layman's terms, Title 42 is immediate repatriation. So if they're caught, single males, typically, you can be returned to that country right away.
And that's the health code that was implemented under Trump because of the pandemic.
Correct.
Okay.
Title 8 is where those individuals cannot be returned to those countries because the country won't take them back, basically. And that's what we're dealing with here is Title 8 versus Title 42 in Yuma. All orchestrated by the cartel.
Okay.
And this administration, because they're not doing any type of enforcement, is basically condoning what we're seeing here.
Okay.
So
So
I'm
you're-
gonna take you down
so-
to where they're crossing. You'll see the vast amounts of clothing, identification, shoes, you name
Okay.
it, garbage.
So would you say that, I mean, there's 105